A thoroughly deserved victory. How do you assess the performance?
I think we did well. It was not a perfect performance. I think we had our moments, but during the game we were competitive. We stay focused in every detail, and that is the kind of the wins that the big team should have. The game is not always perfect. We don't play really well. Sometimes the opponent has the ball, but we know what to do. We are really focused in every moment of the game. So a clean sheet is really good. But we need to forget this one and to prepare the next one.
The earliest you've scored in a Premier League game since your first match in charge, and it really set the tone, didn't it, that Mason Mount goal?
Yeah, and that's, if you look our recent past, you can feel it that when things go well in the beginning of the game, we can maintain the level. When anything happens against us, we suffer a lot, so we need to change. Is more when we have something against us, and we need to improve on that.
And everyone's talking again this season about long throws, and your second goal came from exactly that position.
Yeah, we need to look what is working. Sometimes you don't have the opportunities during the game, and with one throw in we manage to score a goal. So that is massive nowadays. If you see Premier League, it's like we need to pay attention to every detail. We are doing that.
And for your centre forward Šeško to score 2 goals in 2 games at the start of his Manchester United career, how important is that for him?
It's really important for him. He lives for the goals. It's important to take out all that pressure that he has. But for me, the most important thing is that every time we kick the ball, Ben was there to fight for the ball, is there to connect, is there to press. That is more important than people think. So I'm really happy with him. The goals are going to be a consequence of the help of the teammates and the way we play. And
the fans got their first look at your new goalkeeper, Lamens. They obviously like him very much. How pleased were you with his performance?
I'm really pleased because all the teammates helped Sen to have a very good first match. When you look at him, you can feel the confidence that he has. He can play with both feet, and that is more important than people think. He didn't look nervous. That is also a very good thing. So people are pleased, but he has another guys that want to play, so it's going to be a good fight.
3 home wins in a row, which is great, but how much does the clean sheet mean to you to get that first one of the season?
It's really important because when you look at this kind of game, you look at a team that is focused again. So we are going always to the same thing. Is going to be important in the future. In 3 games in a row in the big team at home is supposed to be the normal. It's not the normal, but at the same time, it's a little bit frustrating to see my team to play like this at home, but then in a way we are not.
Ben, very well done today. After that result and that performance, I guess it must be a pretty happy Manchester United dressing room.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. It was definitely important for us to win the game for the guys, just for in general environment. I mean, we were fighting till the end, trying to give everything in every single situation, and thankfully then we won the game in the end.
How much pressure was there on you going into this game?
Obviously, it's always a lot of pressure, especially in the club like this. But we always take it in a positive way, try to take it in the best ways possible. We did it, and we show once again that we can play well, we can win games, and it's just now important to continue like that.
2 goals in 2 for you now, and your first goal at Old Trafford. How did that feel?
Yeah, definitely amazing. The atmosphere after the goal is just something that I was dreaming about always. And hopefully for a lot more goals like that.
How good a performance was it from United this afternoon?
Really good, and I'm just pleased to give him a bit of credit for once. You know, it's always, like we said at the beginning of the show today, is Groundhog Day. You know, keep criticising them for bad performances, but we're only saying what we see, and what we saw today was a very good performance from Manchester United. I don't think he will have to fend off any questions about his system today. The players.
So why did it work today? Did Sunderland help them to make it work, or was it just a player performance?
I mean, let's give them credit. It just worked. It worked today. They played more direct. That's the difference. Lamens makes his debut.
How did he look overall?
Fine. He's got a clean sheet. It's another positive for him on his debut.
Was he tested much? I mean, 3 shots on target from Sunderland overall.
Yeah, but he done everything. He took a few crosses. You know, when they're under a little bit of pressure, he'd come. He's a big guy. You know, he come and took the crosses. And his distribution was decent, but they never asked him to tippy-tappy around the penalty area and try to be little stupid passes in around the area to make a rod for his own back and put pressure on himself by making a mistake. They asked him to get the ball up the field to Šeško, and that's what they did. Šeško was the man of the match today. He flicked things on, he took defenders under the ball, and the likes of Mason Mount and then Burma were just narrowing up off the sides. The width was coming from the wing backs, and they were giving him load of support. He was holding the ball up, he was laying things off to Bruno Fernandes, who was breaking forward. Casemiro was just playing as a 6, just a little bit of protection. That's all they needed today, just that one in there, and they dominated from start to finish.
And put into context, listen, it was in a losing cause a week ago, but Šeško gets his first goal. He's got another one today. The opening 6 games didn't get a goal. He began to look about like that United shirt we talked about earlier, being in a way already heavy on his shoulders. These last 2 games for him personally have been massive, haven't they?
I think that Rúben's left him in the team, and that's absolutely what you have to do.
Get your confidence up.
He should have played him at home to Burnley, a newly promoted side. In that game, I thought he should have blooded him. It's difficult when you're playing like Man City, when you're getting thrown in, and it's hard to get a kick of the ball, and then you're coming off the field, and he's making changes, and your confidence just gets drained.
BC and Peacock in just a moment as we welcome you back inside our studio. Stephen Warnock, Robbie Mustoe, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Well, Stephen, as I said, Manchester United needed straightforward, and they got that at last.
Yeah, they did. They didn't particularly start the game too well. Early on in the game, Sunderland had a couple of opportunities and didn't capitalise on them. And then they got the goal from Mason Mount, and it just changed the whole atmosphere, the whole sort of the way that Manchester United approached the game. Then they were positive, they were on the front foot. Sunderland changed their formation and went to 3 at the back and almost matched up Manchester United and looked a lot more comfortable, but the game was done. It's a positive result for Rúben Amorim, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, so good thing or bad thing, it's international break now?
Probably bad. He'll want another game to continue that momentum, but then sometimes go away. There's a feel-good factor when you come back into the club off the back of a win. It's a nice feeling to have that, but you always want your players in and around you so you can continue to progress.
Robbie, you were watching Arsenal 2-0 against West Ham United today.
And I think that's the most important point, isn't it, Danny? They have to continue in this fashion.
Yeah, they've been here a few times, haven't they, where they've had a good result, everyone's feeling a bit better about themselves, and then they play the next one and struggle. Difficulty for them is the next game's at Anfield. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think it was a huge win for the manager, a huge win for the team in terms of taking the pressure off themselves. But it's going to be a difficult few weeks. They've got some tough fixtures coming up, but they've got to try and get some momentum now in the next few weeks so he can get that pressure off him that seems to build every time they have a bad result.
Yeah, and so much has been said, Righty, about the system that Rúben Amorim plays, and it doesn't fit the players, but it all seemed to have worked out well today.
Yeah, against Sunderland. Sunderland's side has just come up, obviously went to Man United thinking, let's frustrate them, see if we can hold them out, but in the end, Man United, whatever we say about them, whatever we say about their system, they've got players who can conjure up, they can hurt you, they can conjure up some quality, and like in that instance, we saw that, especially with the Mason Mount's goal. So, Danny's right. They go to Anfield next week or after the break, and then we'll see where we go from there with United.
OK, so big win for United and a big win for Arsenal as well. For now, and have a look at how events unfolded between Manchester United and Sunderland. Man United registering a 2-0 win. Mason Mount on the score sheet first, Glenn. This felt like a really significant victory for them.
Yeah, big one for the manager and the players. They're at home as well. It's a tricky sort of game for them in many ways. He'll enjoy his glass of wine tonight, Anthony, I've got to say, he really will, because this is a nice little finish. I think Mount's done really well since his injury. He's come back in. He's one of the shining lights for United at the moment. But it was such an important victory, and Šeško getting his first home game goal, terrific for him. If he starts putting the ball in the back of net, it'd become a different story. But no, a great win for United, and what they've got to try and do now is obviously go back to back. They've got an international break, which is unfortunate for them.
Probably come at the wrong time for them now, seeing as they've picked up momentum. Yeah. But in a way, at least it alleviates some of that pressure. Right, let's head straight back to Old Trafford.